For the longest time, this was a topic relegated to the fringes, right? Something discussed in whispers or just completely dismissed. But when you actually look at the source material we're covering today, a wildly different, almost cinematic story emerges. We're talking hidden programs, mind-blowing encounters, and a massive push for the truth. We're going to unpack exactly how the world's most powerful military complex was basically forced to confront the unexplainable, dragging what was once in the shadows straight into the spotlight of federal law.
So we start our timeline right in the cockpit with these shocking 2015 Navy pilot reports. These were craps that completely shattered our current understanding of aerodynamics. I mean, picture this for a second. You've got highly trained military aviators operating literally the most advanced sensor technology on the planet, coming face to face with the impossible. And their descriptions? Chillingly specific. No wings to generate lift, no cockpit, no visible exhaust plume to suggest any kind of normal propulsion. Yet these things were recorded pulling off maneuvers with such insane agility that they would just instantly tear a conventional fighter jet apart. This wasn't some random radar glitch. These were real, physical encounters that left seasoned combat pilots absolutely stunned.
And honestly, that brilliantly sets up the core mystery we're exploring today. Think about it. When the military encounters the literal impossible, what exactly happens next behind closed doors? You have millions of dollars of hardware capturing data on objects that frankly shouldn't exist, and you've got top personnel demanding answers. So what do? Does the government just ignore it? Do they panic? Or do they quietly funnel all that data into the deepest, darkest corners of the intelligence community? Well, the answer to that question is really the foundation of this entire modern disclosure movement.
Which brings us to Part 1, Secret Pentagon UFO Programs.
Now, what's super interesting here is the stark contrast between the public narrative at the time and the highly classified reality. So, publicly, the official stance for decades was essentially, hey, nothing to see here, folks. They were attributing all these sightings to weather balloons or optical illusions. But behind closed doors, it was a totally different story. The Pentagon was actively running secret, deeply funded programs to catalog and analyze these exact same encounters. They absolutely knew the threat was real enough to pour classified research into it, even while looking the public in the eye and saying the complete opposite.
Moving on to Part 2, the push for transparency.
Things really hit the gas around 2020. This rapid acceleration of disclosure hit a major turning point. During this window, the Trump administration actually took unprecedented steps to declassify a massive wave of these previously hidden UFO files. And look, regardless of your politics, the administrative decision to release this intelligence was an absolute earthquake for this topic. It broke the silence. It pushed decades of hidden military data and high-level testimonies out of classified briefing rooms and straight into the global media spotlight. That specific executive move basically shattered the long-standing seal of secrecy and directly paved the way for the official actions that followed.
And that momentum led to some truly unprecedented moments. We're talking about whistleblowers like Jake Barber and a Royal Navy sailor testifying under oath at House UFO transparency hearings. Just let that sink in for a second. We aren't talking about blurry, grainy photos on the internet anymore. We are talking about decorated military personnel and intelligence insiders raising their right hands in front of Congress. The sources highlight incredible claims here, including encounters that reportedly triggered downloads from non-human intelligence. These individuals stated they would 100% testify to the reality of these objects. When you have top-tier professionals putting their very freedom on the line under the threat of perjury, the entire dynamic of the conversation changes.
Which leads us directly into Part 3, the 2021 UFO legislation.
So in 2021, the US passed legislation that actually demanded these steps. It forced the military to stop hiding the data and actually start analyzing it. And this wasn't just some casual suggestion from lawmakers, this was legally binding. The government was ordered to formalize their investigations, properly analyze decades of those Navy pilot reports, and start engaging cutting-edge science to figure out what the heck was traversing our skies. It was a total massive paradigm shift from complete denial to active, legally mandated discovery. I really want to emphasize 2021, because this is the exact year investigating the unknown officially shifted from a fringe internet conspiracy theory into federal law. Years from now, when historians look back at how humanity handled the realization that, hey, we might not be alone, or at the very least that our skies are shared with unimaginable technology, this is the year they are going to point to. It literally marks the death of the official cover-up and the birth of the mandated search for the truth.
And finally, Part 4, the future of investigation.
To actually take this seriously, investigators completely changed the terminology. They needed to shift the focus to rigorous, data-driven analysis. Let's be real, the term UFO carries decades of pop culture baggage, right? You immediately think of little green men and sci-fi movies,
By rebranding the whole thing to UAP, Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena, the government signaled a hard pivot. They're telling us very clearly that this is now a matter of atmospheric science, aerospace engineering, and national security. It's all about stripping away the Hollywood fiction and looking purely at the cold, hard, anomalous data we're collecting.
Today, as the source material highlights, cutting-edge scientific efforts are using artificial intelligence and modern physics to finally make sense of these extraordinary encounters. We aren't just relying on human eyeballs and grainy radar anymore. Researchers are deploying advanced machine learning algorithms to sift through millions of data points, satellite imagery, and sensor telemetry. They're looking for patterns in UAP behavior that a human analyst might completely miss. We are literally applying the absolute bleeding edge of theoretical physics to try and reverse engineer how a craft can travel without exhaust or traditional propulsion. Science has officially joined the hunt, and it's fascinating.
So, as we watch these ongoing House transparency hearings unfold, we're really just left to wonder, what will the next declassified file or whistleblower testimony reveal about our place in the universe? We've gone from absolute denial to secret programs to massive presidential declassifications and now to federal mandates and AI investigations. The door is wide open now, and the whistleblowers? They're still coming forward. So as you reflect on this incredible timeline we've unpacked in this explainer today, I want to leave you with this question. If this is what the government has admitted to so far, what paradigm-shifting revelation is waiting for us tomorrow?